What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So it's another week in the rotation, and we had some mild weather meets hot weather. So still getting warm weather. Don't get me wrong, the water's been cold. We went to the beach today, in fact. The water is very cold, and I know I get it. I'm wearing a hoodie and everything. I just filmed the Crucial Catch gear for my other channel. Make sure to go check out TLTG Vlogs. Link in the description. If you are actually, I'll put an iCard right there for you. If you haven't checked out my other channel, we do all kinds of other things over there. Apparel, hats, workout stuff, thrifting, gaming, all shoes, all my other stuff I'm into and hobbies and stuff like that. Make sure to check that out. But we've got an interesting collection of fragrances this week. A lot of fresh stuff for the most part, because it was, for the most part, a warm week to say the least, including what I'm wearing today was a double up. So really good stuff. It's week number 198 in the weekly rotation. So you know what that means. Stay tuned. Starting off on Sunday is a newfound love that I got from Aroma Concepts. It's from the house of Paris Corner. It's Vibrant Vetiver Delight. This is supposedly a clone of Byredo's Bal d'Afrique, and I actually like this more than Bal d'Afrique. I don't remember Bal d'Afrique smelling exactly like this, so it's probably not a one-to-one clone, because this is Sprite. This is lemon lime soda, the freshest of woodiest of vetivers with clean musk and just the orange blossom. And even though lime's not in here, the lemon bergamot smell gives me a lemon lime feel. I love every time I smell this. That color scheme fits. It smells like this color. It smells just like this. Lemon and lime, green and yellow. That's what the hell it smells like. This is some good stuff. I did a full review on it. I still smell it floating in the air. I get giddy and excited every time I smell it. It's just a beautiful, lively, fun scent. Never a bad time for this one. Decent performer. Definitely check out my full review on this fragrance if you want to hear more details beyond that, but absolutely worth checking out. If you like lemon lime soda, if you like Sprite, 7-Up, all those different types of sodas, it kind of smells like cracking open a can with that fresh carbonation, that zest, that lemon and lime. Just some really good stuff during the day. Paris Corner's Vibrant Vetiver Delight. And then we got the shower. It was time for a shave, and I actually did not wear a fragrance. Actually, no, I did double up. I wore this again out the shower, but I had Skin Bracer. I decided to go with original Skin Bracer. This cheap, classic aftershave has a nice little sting to it on that freshly shaved skin. Man, vintage stuff. This is like 80s aftershave smell in a bottle, basically. Has that minty green tone. Really works hand in hand with this. I forgot I did double up and sprayed this again that night, because it ended up being just a really good combo. Nothing special. I have way nicer, I guess higher quality, I guess we'll say, aftershaves. I think it's like $3 or $4 at department stores and stuff, but it's timeless. It's still a good aftershave. It still gets the job done. It'll still leave your skin feeling good and refreshed after a shave. And just another FYI, it actually pairs really nicely with Paris Corner's Vibrant Vetiver Delight. So out the shower, Skin Bracer, and the double up of Vibrant Vetiver Delight. Moving into Monday. Now, the lovely folks over at Ralph Lauren Fragrances were kind enough to send a package my way. I was planning on getting a bottle eventually. I have a decant, and I'm still consistent with what I think. It smells really good. It just doesn't smell that much like Polo Red. That's the disappointment for me. We're talking about Ralph Lauren's Polo Red Parfum. So like I said, it's great. It has iris. It has a fresh, limey absinthe. There's a spicy, slightly smoky vetiver feel to this one. It's a good performer. It's just the faintest of similarities to Polo Red. In the opening, I do get a little bit of Polo Red, but as it dries, it's kind of its own fragrance. That's the only gripe I've ever had about this fragrance. I just feel like it's in the wrong bottle. See, I get a little bit of Polo Red here, but it starts to dry into a slightly soapy iris. It's not so much super powdery and earthy. Kind of like it's not the exact same iris oil, at least I don't think it is, that's in Ralph's Club Elixir. That's much more earthy, woodsy, not super powdery, whereas this is kind of more in line with the typical designer iris oils, where it's more on the makeup bag side, or much more soapy. It's kind of one of those types where it's a little bit of both. It's a little soapy, a little bit of that waxy iris feel. But like I said, the main thing that I like about this is that spicy, slightly smoked vetiver feel that it has as it dries. Again, that makes it its own fragrance. It doesn't really smell all that much like Polo Red when it gets to that stage, but it is a nice fragrance overall, and the absinthe provides a nice freshness. I have friends here in the community that aren't big fans of that. I totally understand. You know who you are if you see this. They're not big fans of the absinthe note, but I actually quite like it. It's been used more and more as of late in fragrances, and I'm kind of digging the trend, to be honest with you. It provides this nice limey freshness that's got a little bit of a crisp, boozy edge to it, while not really making it all that much of a boozy fragrance. Just good stuff. I encourage you to try it. During the day, the new Polo Red Parfum, and then I got the shower. The cap's red. The name of the fragrance is red, but I don't really think red when I spray it. It is Lacoste Red. Red was the theme of the day. So I picked this up not that long ago from TJ Maxx. This is just a beautiful, fresh citrus. Nothing crazy. Nice and apple dominant. Fruity, fresh fruity sweet, if you will. More fresh fruity than fruity sweet overall. Easy going, laid back, absolutely perfect for what I wore it for. Relaxing, winding down in the evening like I am now. I just took a shower not that long ago, and it's just the type of day, the time of day when I just want something refreshing, where I'm just going to kick back and lounge around until it's time to go to bed and just kind of play on the computer and do different things. That's pretty much where I'm at. I say play on the computer, but here I am recording content. I mean, this is video number 2 in the last hour. Got a lot of editing and uploading and rendering and all that good stuff to do after this. But if you come across this one, it's not special. It's not something that you have to have. It used to be in a different bottle, so if you look it up, you might see a different bottle for Lacoste Red. It is the same fragrance to my knowledge, same note breakdown. I'm sure the similar strength, because it's not that strong of a fragrance, and Lacoste isn't known for making beast mode fragrances in the first place. But it's average, everyday, typical designer, fruity fresh type of stuff. Nothing crazy special, like I said, but it smells good. You could do a lot worse for like $30 that I paid for it, $25, whatever it was. Might have been 40. I don't know, but it's probably going to be pretty similar to a lot of other things you have in your collection, but out the shower it works just fine. That's Lacoste Red. Moving into Tuesday, this has become my favorite of the two of the new releases that I have from Argos. This is called Birth of Venus. This is the freshest fragrance, in my opinion, that Argos has ever put out. It's marketed for women, but fellas, don't let that detour you. Beautiful, fresh citrus, sweet fruits like raspberry and peach. There's florals, it has chocolate, but none of it makes it really lean all that feminine. This is a beautiful, androgynous type of fragrance where it doesn't really lean to all that feminine. Really, this is something that a couple can wear, to be honest. Beautiful atomizer. Vibrance, brightness, freshness. It's delicious. There's rose at its core and Mysore sandalwood, which is kind of becoming the signature for a lot of Christians' fragrances. So I had somebody ask me the other day if this was similar to Adonis Awakens, which rose, raspberry, and Mysore sandalwood are at the center of that, where I wouldn't call them the same fragrance. That's becoming the signature part of the DNA, where you do smell a little bit of Adonis Awakens in here. It's almost like the Eau Fraiche, not strength-wise, but as far as, freshness overall of the composition, it's in some ways, it's kind of like a fresher reimagining of Adonis Awakens. I would say there's like maybe 50% of that DNA is in here, with much more citrus and fruits overall, with less density to the woods and the rose, where that stuff is still there, but it's not a warm, ambery, rich type of fragrance like Adonis Awakens. But if you like that, you will probably like Birth of Venus. I'm extremely impressed with Christian on this one. I mean, he always, tries to impress with what he does, and he usually succeeds, but this kind of exceeded my expectations. This was kind of out of nowhere. I didn't expect the women's release to be the one I keep reaching for myself. So that should tell you a lot. It's absolutely worth sampling. There's a code and a link down below. If you want to check it out, I'll encourage you to get a carded sample during the day. Once again, it seems to be in the rotation every week as of late, is Birth of Venus from Argos. Then I got the shower. It was time to start spraying this one. Timeless 90s, fresh, spicy green is Tommy by Tommy Hilfiger. One of my all-time favorites. This is my new 50 ml bottle because a lot of you know I went through a 30 ml bottle I finally finished recently. and busted open this 50 ml backup that I have. I do have another 30 ml sitting, waiting in the wings for years from now when I run through this. Because this is one that I spray randomly throughout the year. Sometimes it's just out the shower like this situation. Sometimes it's casually during the day. Sometimes it's going to lunch. You never know. When the mood strikes me, I grab the damn bottle and I spray it. Heavier than I probably should. And some would say I'm sissy spraying and I need to spray 20 more sprays. Everybody's different. I typically spray this one just for out the shower like this. 4 to 6 spray range, but going out and about, I definitely do more like 7 to 8 sprays because it's not the strongest fragrance. It has a presence to it for sure in the first hour, but after that, it does sit a bit close to the skin because I only get like 3 hours roughly on skin, but it's the most nostalgic fragrance of all time to me. It makes me think back to my childhood because this was the first fragrance I ever asked my parents to get me when I was a kid. I love this stuff. Mwah. It is 90s greatness to me. So out the shower, one of my all-time favorites, Tommy by Tommy Hilfiger. Moving into Wednesday was a Grail pickup. We did a live stream really discussing this one. Now I've had the 20 ml official travel atomizer of this fragrance for a while, but I'd been hoarding the sprays because I kept putting off getting it to the point to where the prices shot up. Now the prices have gotten a bit more reasonable lately. $108.92. After taxes, after shipping, I finally picked up a bottle of Spicebomb Fresh, which in my opinion is the best Spicebomb that they have ever made. I'm a huge, huge, huge fan of this one. It is a fresher take on the original DNA. There's a beautiful sea salt smell, very grapefruit, pink pepper forward. The tobacco isn't the strongest note here where it's very prominent in the extreme and the original. It's still there, it's still present, but it doesn't overwhelm the fragrance. It's a little creamy as it dries and woodsy. This is a signature scent spicy fragrance to me. More so than the original. That's why I like this one so much. Don't get me wrong. My current favorite that I would recommend everyone get their nose on is the 2023 release, the newest one at the recording of this video, Spicebomb Infrared Eau de Parfum. It is that jam. Get out and smell that damn fragrance. It's phenomenal. Resins, smoky, leathery, fiery hot spice. It's a little subdued. It's not super loud, but it's really long lasting, but it's thick and robust. It's amazing. It is amazing. But I would take this over all of them because it's the one that I could wear for everything. Year round, it's the most appropriate in the heat. Like, it won't be too much to wear this one in the heat. Because some people say, oh, just spray less of the original Eau de Toilette. No, it's not the same experience because it's not the same fragrance. Yes, it smells like the original Spicebomb, but fresher. That's the point. It's called Spicebomb Fresh, for God's sakes. If it would focus, that would really help with my point. Don't you just love autofocus delaying sometimes? But it's phenomenal. If you get an opportunity to pick this one up for a solid price, I would say sub 150 range. If you can get it in the low 100s, 100, anywhere from $90 to $130, I would say, 130 being the higher end, you're doing good. I think you're doing good. Because you're probably going to have to blind buy it. I mean, good luck finding a sample. But I will say this. Those that I would encourage to do that are already fans of the line. If this is your first experience, or maybe you got sold on somebody telling you that Spicebomb Extreme's a panty dropper, greatest compliment, all that shit, you know, because Spicebomb Extreme's the hype one over the years, I get it. If all you have is that one, maybe don't blind buy this one. But if you're a fan of the line and you appreciate things about the original, then yeah, this is something you would really enjoy, and it's a bit safer play for you. I wouldn't encourage everybody to just go out there and roll the dice because it's not going to be super affordable. It's not crazy expensive like it was at one point. It was getting ridiculous at one point. The prices have come down a little bit, so I would encourage you to check it out. But again, it's not a must-have. If you have the original Spicebomb, technically you're okay. It is close enough, so it's not that serious. But for me personally, it was something I had to add to the collection. Aside from special edition bottles, which is just repackaging of the original, this is the only one I was missing. I did have some of it, but I didn't have a bottle. Now I have a bottle. I'm super happy. It smells amazing. I wore it all day long. I wore it again out the shower. I know I'm rambling a lot for this section, but I love this fragrance. And if you have it, you probably understand. So all day long, Viktor and Rolf Spicebomb Fresh. Moving into Thursday, this was my first wearing of the other fragrance from Paris Corner in their Vibrant line that I got. This is called Orange and Neroli. So this is supposedly a clone of Byredo's Sundays, which I've never smelled. I've never smelled. But orange is correct. It's kind of a chalky orange. More so than I mean, there's a little bit of zest here. A little bit of spice to make it a little zesty. But it's got this chalky orange feel. Think like vitamin C chewable tablets. I know that's weird to kind of give you a descriptor, but man, if you try one of those and then you smell this, you'd be like, that's what he means. I get it now. You'd be surprised. But don't let that sound, I hope that doesn't sound off-putting, because it's not off-putting smell. It does smell really good. Does it make me get giddy and excited the way that the green bottle does? Not quite, but it's still really good. It was an absolute enjoyment to wear this fragrance, and I'm still working on a review. Probably in the next couple of days I'll have a full review. I don't want to spend a little bit more time with it before we do the dedicated video to it, but this is some good stuff, guys. It's, they're affordable. If you like orange dominant, orange blossom kind of fragrances, you'll probably enjoy this. The Neroli doesn't overtake the fragrance. It's not just some Neroli bomb, even though it's in the name, because I know some people are very partial when it comes to Neroli fragrances. They're very hit or miss. Some people can't stand a heavy Neroli. I don't find it to be all that heavy. It's not a super soapy white floral dominant Neroli smell. It's there. You will pick it up. If it's dominant, and Neroli's a dominant note on your skin and it just bothers you, then maybe you want to steer clear of this fragrance. But if you like that kind of stuff, it's solid. I've been impressed with it. Not as much as Vetiver Delight, but close. It smells so good. This is still a good one too, guys. So during the day, Paris Corner, vibrant, orange and Neroli. And then when I got the shower, we kept it clean. Now, I mean, we went with clean, pure soap. Now, this is a little bit more feminine leaning. This is very floral, powdery, soapy clean, as the name would indicate. I believe it's marketed for women. I think it's perfectly unisex. The quality here is great. This is actually a niche line. I picked it up for $20 at a Ross Dress for Less in Texas. This is a 60 ml. It smells great. Performance is actually really good on this one. Great atomizer. Kind of has a little bit of lathered soap, like a luxurious soap smell, and a bit of shampoo and conditioner. That's where the feminine leaning tone comes in. It's not going to be for everyone, but I like this kind of stuff. My wife, and I quote, says it smells really pretty, and she has done several sprays herself from this. It's another one of those couples fragrances, as I like to say. If it's something that I feel like the household can enjoy, that's typically how I'll describe it, as a couples fragrance. And this is one of those. She doesn't always think about it. I think about it more so than she does, so majority of what's missing from this bottle has been sprayed on my skin, and I really like it. I want to explore more from the brand Clean, because this was my first introduction, my initial offering, my introduction into the house, and I'm very much impressed. Very much impressed. So I will be getting more from this brand. I'm not necessarily just going to hope I run into more at the rack store. They're affordable from discounters online, $30, $40 range, some in the 20s. There's a lot of options, so I'll probably be getting more into this over the next several months. You might see another one pop up in the rotation. But out the shower, underrated, underappreciated, is Clean Classic Pure Soap. Moving into Friday, this is beautiful. Beautiful lemon ginger. Little touch of leather to tie it to the DNA with some white florals, but overall it's just beautifully fresh. It's super bright and airy. It's not a strong performer. 4 to 5 hours of longevity, about an hour of projection, so nothing crazy. Average at best type of performance, but with an Eau Fraiche flanker, I expect that level of freshness and performance. This is Lacoste L1212 Blanc Eau Fraiche, the 2022 release. Love the aesthetic of this, first and foremost, how it has the texturing on the back of the bottle from the EDP with the white cap across the line. So Blanc stands, is white in French. So the L1212 white line. And I love how they always have that embroidered Lacoste gator patch glued to the bottles. I just love that logo. Maybe it's because I'm from the South, from South Louisiana, the gator logo. I don't know. But lemon and ginger done right with some florals. Very fresh, very vibrant and airy. Not super vibrant. More invigorating, I think, is a better word than vibrant. I got caught up using vibrant a lot, I guess. This is more of an invigorating, refreshing type of scent profile. We're going to spray that again. It's good stuff. Man, I dig this one. This is absolutely worth checking out. If you can find it for a really good price, go for it. I bought it from Fragrance Buy. I'll have a link down below if you want to check it out. I forgot exactly what I paid, right around $40, some odd dollar, 40 some odd dollar range. Good stuff. Must have? No. Honestly, you'd be better off getting the O Intense or the original. The EDP is good, but it smells like Coach Blue meets YSLY meets a little bit of the original of this. It's a good fragrance. It just doesn't smell enough like the original, whereas this does smell like a reimagined Eau Fraiche version of the original. This ties to the DNA much better, as well as the O Intense. The O Intense is about orange and more intense leather. The leather is heightened, that leather accord. The O Intense is really good. I would encourage getting that over this, but if you're in a super high heat climate, you would probably benefit from this one. On those super hot days when you like a fragrance to refresh you, this is good for that. During the day, Lacoste L1212 White Eau Fraiche. Then I got the shower. It was time to shave again. And some aftershaves that I have are just so strong, I don't spray anything with them. And that is definitely the case with the Dior Sauvage Aftershave Lotion, as it's called. I don't know why it's called aftershave lotion, because it is a straight up splash. You can see the dent in that. This is part of a gift set that goes with my February 2015 launch batch of Sauvage EDT. You know, the Grail, if you play the batch code games, it's the Grail batch. It's the first batch. And I shouldn't have to tell you how strong the aftershave splash is, because it's the same oil, same batch. My God. Oh, I go anosmic so quick. So quick. But my wife, when I went in the room, I made a joke in a post on Instagram about panties a dropping with a smug emoji and then some laughing emojis, because I got the ooh, that sensual ooh. She come back and she loves it. She said, that smells manly. I was like, I'm surprised to hear you say that, actually, and gave her a little brief history lesson about the bullshit with this. But she said, well, I don't care what others think. That smells sexy. End quote. Some women just really dig it, guys. That's why it's so popular. It gets hate in the community. It gets love in the community. If you like it, if your lady likes it, wear that shit. If your lady likes it and you enjoy it, who cares? Who cares what the internet community thinks about it, right? But I got to say, the aftershave splash is some strong stuff. I always use more than I need. That's why it's such a big dent, because there's no restrictor. You wet shavers, you know exactly what I'm talking about. There's no restrictor, if I can get it to focus. It is just straight up, missing atomizer, basically, the way the bottle is. It's the standard bottle. It's even got, it's threaded and all that good stuff. God, it smells so good, though. Beautiful bergamot. This is so fresh. It's kind of like the level of freshness that the Cool Spray had, minus the aerosol can, basically. Bright, juicy bergamot. Still has a lot. It's very metallic compared to the Eau de Toilette spray. Much more metallic. Not quite as peppery. A lot of ambroxan. A lot of ambroxan in this. At least it's in the forefront. And it makes me go nose blind quick. But my skin feels good after. My wife really loves the way I smell. So win-win. That's what matters with an aftershave splash. The wife likes how I smell. My skin feels good. Mission accomplished, even if after 2 minutes I can't smell myself anymore. Because, it's that strong. My nose wears out that quick. Out the shower, Dior Sauvage. The aftershave lotion, which is actually an aftershave splash. And finally, today, on Saturday. Today was beach day. Water was cold. That initial shock was... Supposedly the water was 84 degrees. My wife checked in the morning. It's like, oh, so it's not cold at all. You get out there... The damn water was freezing when we first got in. My God, to get that initial shock out the way, you get fine after. You adjust, but point being, I wore it before. I wore it after. I took my shower a little while ago. I'm wearing it again. Boss Bottled Pacific. The limited edition summer release this year in the Hugo Boss Bottled line. They have also recently released the Elixir, which is an absolute certified banger. My autofocus is playing games tonight. I think it's because of this prism colored hat. But the autofocus is having challenges. But man, I've been itching to wear this one. This smells so good. I did a full review on this one. It's a limited edition run. It's not easy to find right now. I paid full retail from Macy's without hesitation. The most zesty fresh of lemon. It's an actual lemon essence or citron essence or something like that. It's the brightest, juiciest of lemon. Zingy, if you will. The coconut is a little sweet and candied. There's a sea salt accord to this. This salted coconut, very marine, beachy theme. This is such a beach fragrance. And some people are watching this right. Why would you wear a fragrance to the beach? I keep having to repeat myself when I talk about these beach days. I wear a fragrance for everything. I love fragrances. I wear them for everything. I wear fragrance. I got a certain fragrance I wear to play golf. Okay? I wear a fragrance for everything. It's my passion. It's what I love. I like to smell good, and I like a variety of things to smell, hence the ridiculous collection. But this is such the right vibe. We went to Sharky's and ate beachside. Once again, it's kind of our routine. We'll hit Pineapple Willie's, we hit Sharky's, Pompano Joe's, we hit the pier over at Hooked. There's so many places. We haven't even explored a fraction of what's available out there. There's just so much to do out here. We live in a beach town that's a hot spot for tourism. So there's always something cool to do that's beach related and beach vibes. So having fragrances like this in my collection are a must at this stage of my life, because this is one of the most beachy vibe fragrances I've smelled in a long time. I got several of them, don't get me wrong, but this one's up on that upper echelon tier of beach fragrances. It's not a must have for everyone's collection, but if you live near a beach, you should really try this one, because that's probably the central focus of your collection, is fragrances that kind of fit this style. So it might do well for you. Absolutely loved wearing it today, all day long, before the beach, after the beach, and out the shower. Was Boss Bottled Pacific. Well, that was this week's rotation, and until next time, do me a real quick favor, go ahead and like, comment, subscribe. So I do appreciate all the feedback, and I love hearing from you guys. What'd you guys wear this week? Definitely comment down below. I'm quite curious every week on what you guys are wearing. Another wonderful week in the books for me personally. This next week, probably going to start wearing a little bit more fall-appropriate fragrances, even if the temperature is not necessarily warranting it, though the forecast dictates that should be totally fine. So expect next week's rotation to have some more spicy and smokier fragrances than these freshies. And until next time, I will say, if you get your hands on any of the ones I wore this week and you give them a spray now, you might end up thanking me later. Have a good one, guys.